Today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this sugar skull or Day of the Dead skull granny square. It's fun. It's perfect for any kids Afghan, or you can use it as an insert in any project that would require you to use a granny square. And so because I think this is pretty self-explanatory, I'm not going to get too conversationally about it. I'm just simply going to say, welcome to Weaving Weird Studio on my creative weird life. My name is Sig, and what a pleasure it is to have you at this time. It's your interest and support that allows me to contribute new content and weekly videos. Help us all grow together by tapping the subscribe bar, notification bell, and like buttons. I look forward to your comments and always value your feedback. Now let's get started. So today's video, the material list pretty much includes white yarn, black yarn, a multicolored rainbow yarn, scraps of yarn, anything that's worsted weight. You know, a medium size 4 is good. For that, you'll just simply need a size G hook and a yarn needle and, of course, a pair of scissors. These 3 yarns happen to be from the Caron Simply Soft collection of yarns. You can get this particular yarn at just about any hobby store out there, and it's fairly inexpensive, and you can really get a lot of squares out of just 3 skeins. I think you could probably pull off, I'm going to say 7 or 8 squares, especially if you have other scrap yarn for the eyes, for the blossoms around the eyes. And speaking of the blossoms around the eyes, that is exactly what we're going to begin with. Now we're going to need 2 of them, and I've already created the first one, and I'll get to showing you how to make your own with the second one. Now the reason why I'm telling you this, I mean, it's pretty obvious, I know, but the reason why I'm telling you this is as we create the second eye, there's going to be 2 connection points, and they're kind of specific, albeit easy enough. And so I just want to give you kind of a heads up before we get there. Okay. Now in this case, the scrap yarn that I'm using is going to be a kind of an electric blue color and sort of a salmon pink color. Whatever color you choose to make your blossoms with is entirely up to you. This just happens to be scrap yarn I happen to have lying around. And so why not use it on a sugar skull, because that's just perfect for that application. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to begin with an adjustable ring. You can get that started. And then I'm going to single crochet 20 single crochets. After we've single crocheted our 20 single crochets, I'm going to go ahead and join with a slip stitch and then chain 1. And in that same stitch, you're going to want to make a single crochet and then also a half double crochet in that same stitch. And then in the next stitch, you're going to want to put 2 double crochets. And the stitch after that, you're going to want to put a half double crochet and then a single crochet. And then in the next stitch, a slip stitch. So you have your first petal that you've begun, and you've used up 4 stitches. So now in the next stitch, you're going to want a single crochet plus a half double crochet. And then stitch after that, you're going to want 2 double crochets. And then in the stitch after that, a half double crochet. And then a single crochet also in that same stitch. And then in the next stitch, a slip stitch. And that's the completion of the second petal. We're going to do this 3 more times. Single crochet in the next stitch plus a half double crochet. 2 double crochets in the stitch after that. And then in the next stitch, a half double crochet plus a single crochet, and then a slip stitch in the stitch after that. And then again, single crochet plus half double crochet, 2 double crochets, then a half double crochet plus a single crochet, and then a slip stitch. And then one more time, a single crochet plus a half double crochet. And then in the next stitch, the 2 double crochets. And then in the stitch after that, a half double crochet plus a single crochet. And then in the last stitch, a slip stitch. And then we're going to finish this off. Now, of course, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I like to weave as I go along, weave in my ends. But if you want to wait till the end of your project in order to do that, that's perfectly okay too. So now that I've completed my blue, I'm going to switch over to this salmon pink color. Now with this, I'm going to begin at a slip stitch. I'm going to pick any slip stitch, it's fine. And then I'm going to insert my hook right there at the bottom of that slip stitch, but not in the ring. And then I'm going to get it tied in. And that's going to be where I begin. Now at this point, I'm going to crochet single crochets, but front loop only. So I've entered my first front loop. I'm going to single crochet. And then the next loop, front loop, single crochet. It'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then I'm going to single crochet over the slip stitch, just like that. And then again, the next 6 stitches, front loop only, I'm going to single crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then single crochet right over that slip stitch. And then again, next 6 stitches, front loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then single crochet over that next slip stitch. Okay, now here things are going to change just a little bit. I'm going to single crochet, front loop only, those first 3 stitches. Then in the 4th stitch, I'm going to single crochet that front loop only, but now I'm going to slip stitch it to the 4th or the corresponding stitch on the other flower so that we can start putting these eyes together. So this would be 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to connect it to this 4th one. And in this case, I'm going to connect it, since you have the back of the work or the wrong side of the work facing you, I'm going to insert my hook front loop only on that one as well. And then I'm just going to slip stitch it in there. And then I'm going to continue. Single crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet in the next stitch after that. And then as before, I'm going to single crochet right over that slip stitch, and then I'm going to single crochet once and then twice. And now in that third stitch, I'm going to single crochet, but I'm also going to find the third stitch of the corresponding petal, and in the front loop only, actually that loop that's facing you, front loop, I'm going to make a slip stitch. And then I'm going to single crochet 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, and then 3. And then I'm going to join with a slip stitch, and we're going to fasten off. So now you should have your eyes or blossoms or eye sockets, whatever you want to call them, should look something like this. Now it's time to switch over to the white. Now for this first round of white, or basically the 4th round of the entire piece, we are going to work back loop only for this round 4. And we're going to begin at the cheek. So the cheek is going to basically be these 2 corners or these 2 corners, whichever suits you. But the easiest way to do it is the corners that are facing the farthest away from you are going to be the cheeks you start on. Now, if you're left-handed, you're probably going to start on your right cheek. But if you're right-handed, you're going to start on your left cheek. And so how I'm going to do this, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then start right here at the 4th stitch. And that'll be right here at my cheek. And so I've fastened in, and I'm going to go ahead and single crochet 3 single crochets. Then I'm going to continue around and crochet 34 single crochets. Now keep in mind, when you get here to the middle part where the top parts of the eyes or the blossoms meet, remember this petal you'll single crochet 3, and then this petal you'll single crochet 3, okay? I'm letting you know so you don't get lost on your count or accidentally single crochet too many or too few. So now that I've said that, go ahead and single crochet a single crochet in the next 34 stitches. 1, 2, 3. So once you've completed your 34 single crochets, it brings you right back up here to the next cheek. And in that cheek, we're going to go ahead and single crochet 3. Right in that same stitch. Now on this petal, you should have 3 more stitches left. And that should give you a total of 12 stitches across from here to here. And so that's what we're going to do next. We're going to single crochet 12 more times and then join. So at the completion of round 4, your work should look like this. This is what it looks like in the back and what it's going to look like in the front. And you should have ended with a completion of 52 stitches all the way around. Now for the start of round 5, we're going to start by chaining 1. And then in the same stitch, I'm going to single crochet 3. Then I'm going to single crochet 9 single crochets. I'm going to half double crochet in the next stitch. And then I'm going to double crochet and then double crochet again in the next stitch. And then I'm going to do 3 double crochets in the next stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to treble crochet 6 times. 1, 2, and 6. And then I'm going to double crochet 3 times. And 3. And then in this next stitch, I'm going to put 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, right in that same stitch. And I'm going to double crochet 2. So 1, and then 2 in the following stitches. And we're going to put in that half double crochet. And then we're going to single crochet 9. So 1, 2, 8, and then 9. And then in the next stitch, we're going to put in 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, right in that same stitch. Next, I'm going to single crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to insert my hook into that next stitch, and I'm going to single crochet 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to join. So this is what your round 5 should look like. Now for round 6, we're going to want to chain 1, and in that same space, make a single crochet. And then I'm going to want to single crochet 14 more. So 1, 2, 13, and 14. Then in the next stitch, you're going to want to do a single crochet plus a half double crochet. So a single crochet and then a half double crochet. Next, you're going to want to double crochet 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to want to treble crochet 6. So 1, 2, and 6. Then you want to double crochet 5, 1, and 5. Now in the next stitch, you're going to want to do a half double crochet plus a single crochet. So a half double crochet plus a single crochet in that same stitch. Next, you're going to want to do single crochet 18 times. So 1, 2, 17, and 18. So you should be right back here at this chain 5 space. Now at the chain 5 space, I want you to go ahead and single crochet 5 over that chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then to finish up this round 6, we're going to want to single crochet 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we are going to join. So now your piece should look something like this. This is the front of your work, and of course the back of your work. And then we're going to chain 1. And so now we're going to work in rows. So not rounds, but rows. So the first row, I'm going to turn our work. I'm going to slip stitch 2, and I'm going to work in just those front loop only. So 1, and then 2. And then I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to skip a stitch and double crochet in the next stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to skip a stitch and I'm going to double crochet in the next stitch. I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to skip a stitch and double crochet in the next stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to skip a stitch and double crochet in that next stitch. So you should have something that looks like this. Then I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to turn my work. And then we're going to begin our second row. So I'm going to then double crochet in this next double crochet. And I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to double crochet in the next double crochet. And then chain 1. And double crochet in this next double crochet. And chain 1 more. Next, I'm going to double crochet in the second chain of this chain 4. So your work should look something like that so far. I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn. And now we're going to work on the third row. And I'm going to make 8 single crochets. So I have 1 right there in that chain 1 space. And then 2 in the double crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to turn my work. So your piece should look like this so far. At this point, I'm going to work in the round again. And so I'm going to pick up with round 7. And I'm going to single crochet 7. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now in this last stitch, I'm going to put in 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and then 3. And then along this double crochet, in this double crochet space, I'm going to single crochet 2. And then I'm going to single crochet 1 right here in this bar. And then I'm going to single crochet 2 in this next 2 chain space. So 1 and 2. Next, I'm going to single crochet 20, 18, 19, and 20. And then the next stitch, I'm going to single crochet 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So 1 and then 2. Then I'm going to single crochet 11, 1. And after I've crocheted my 11, then I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So 1 and then 2. Next, I'm going to single crochet 20. So 1. Next, you're going to want to single crochet 2 single crochets in this double crochet space. So 1, 2, and then again 1 right here on this bar. And then 2 more in this next space. And now in this last stitch right here, we're going to make 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to join. And chain 1. So now your work should look like this, and you should be ready to do round 8. Now for round 8, we're going to go ahead and we're going to single crochet in that same stitch as our chain 1. And then we're going to single crochet in each stitch all the way around, giving us a total of 78 stitches. And then that's where we're going to fasten off and get ready to change our color. So I'll meet you right back here after we do our last round of white in single crochets. So far, your sugar skull should look like this. And now we're ready to switch to the round of the outside color. And this is going to be for round 9. And in this case, I've chose to use this bright green. And I'm going to begin right here at the corner of my lower jaw. So because I'm right-handed, I'm going to start here on the right-hand corner. If you're left-handed, you will probably start at your left-hand corner. So I'm going to come right in here. And for this one, for this round, it's going to be back loop only. So I'm going to tie that in. And then I'm going to single crochet 3 single crochets in that same stitch. Keep in mind, all of this round is again going to be back loop only. And so now across the bottom of the jaw, I'm going to single crochet 9. Next, we're going to do 3 single crochets in this next stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. And then single crochet 7. So 1, 6, and 7. Then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And then single crochet 11. 1, 11. And then again, single crochet 2 in the same stitch. and then single crochet 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then 2 single crochets in the same stitch. 1, 2. Next, we're going to single crochet 14 stitches across the top of the head, or the top of the skull. 1, 14. Then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2. And then single crochet 5. And then 2 more single crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2. Now we want to single crochet 11. 1, 2, 3. And we're at 11. Now we want to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1 and 2. Then we want to go ahead and single crochet 7 more. And 7. And then we're going to go ahead and join. And then you're going to finish off this color. Now that you've gotten this far, your skull is really starting to take some shape, and now we're going to put the black in. And the black, we're going to start working that in rows, 2 rows to be exact. And we're going to do some back loop only and some regular stitches. So you're going to want to pay a little attention, or at least closer attention, so that you know when those happen. And we're going to start our black right here, where we had the 2 single crochets in the same stitch, that last stitch that had the 2 single crochets in the last stitch. And what we're then going to do is we are going to tie our yarn into the first crochet of this 2 single crochet stitch. So I'm going to put it right in there. And then I'm going to make a single crochet in that same stitch. I'm going to skip 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so this is the stitch I'm going to enter into. And I'm going to do 3 treble crochets into that stitch. Back loop only. And then back loop only in the next stitch, I'm going to do 3 more treble crochets. Then I'm going to skip 4 and I'm going to single crochet 5. Back loop only, once again. And then in the next stitch, we want to put 2 single crochets. And then a single crochet in the next 5 stitches. And this is all still back loop only. So now we're going to skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this stitch, we're going to do 3 treble crochets. And remember, back loop only. So 1, 2, and 3. And then the next stitch, we're going to do 3 more treble crochets. Still back loop only. So 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should put me right back here at the corresponding stitch from the other side. So basically in this case, it's going to be the second of the 2 single crochet cluster that's in this same stitch. And I'm going to single crochet right in there. And then I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. And I'm going to chain 2. And this completes row 4. So now at this point, I'm going to turn my work. And I'm going to make 5 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In the next stitch, I'm going to do 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, I'm going to do half double crochet twice. So 1, and then 2. Next, I want to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So 1, 2. Then I'm going to single crochet 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Next, I'm going to single crochet 2 single crochets in this next stitch. 1 and 2. Then I'm going to half double crochet twice. 1 and 2. I'm going to make 5 double crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to double crochet 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in this next stitch, it's going to be basically a front loop only because the wrong side is facing me. And I'm going to do a double crochet right into that stitch. And then I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to turn. So now we're going to start working in the round again. So we're going to pick up at round 10. And just a quick note, any part of this round that you work on this green yarn, work the back loop only. If you're just working this regular black yarn, then you can just crochet as you normally would in both of the top loops, the front and the back top loops. But when you're working the green, remember to work it in back loops only. Now we're going to double crochet 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to skip the next stitch, and I'm going to work 5 double crochets in the stitch after that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that I'm going to crochet a half double crochet plus a single crochet in that same stitch. Next I'm going to single crochet 15, and then that next stitch I'm going to do a single crochet plus a half double crochet right in that same stitch. Then I'm going to skip one, and then I'm going to put 5 double crochets in the following stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to skip the next stitch, and then I'm going to double crochet 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then I'm going to make a treble crochet into that next stitch. And this is going to be a back loop only because now we're beginning to get into working over the green. So you've got that. So next I'm going to double crochet 2, 1, and then 2. And then I'm going to half double crochet 9. 1, 9. And the next stitch is going to be a double crochet, and then the next one's a double crochet as well. Then after that's going to be a treble crochet. And then the next is going to be 3 treble crochets. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to chain 1, and then in the next stitch I'm going to do 3 more treble crochets. 1, 2, and 3.
Skip the next
I'm
stitch.
going to do a double crochet twice. So once, and then twice. And then a half double crochet 3 times. So 1, 2, and then 3. I'm going to single crochet 6 times. 1, 2. Now that I have 6, I'm going to half double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to double crochet twice. 1 and 2. I'm going to skip this next stitch, and then I'm going to treble crochet 3 times in the stitch after that. I'm going to have 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to treble crochet 3 in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a single treble in the stitch after that. And after that, I'm going to double crochet 2. 1 and 2. And then I'm going to half double crochet 9. So 1, 2. So after the 9 half double crochets, I'm going to do 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. And in the next stitch, I'm going to finish off with a treble crochet. I'm going to chain 2. So now round 11 is going to be the last round of our black. And I'm going to begin by doing 7 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to put 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So 1 and then 2. Next, we're going to single crochet 24. 1, 23, and 24. Next, I'm going to put 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So 1 and 2. Then I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2. And then I'm going to half double crochet 27. 1, 2, and 27. Now in this chain 1 space, we're going to place a double crochet plus a chain 2 plus 2 more double crochets. Next, we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. once, and then another half double crochet in the stitch after that. And in the stitch after that, we're going to put 2 half double crochets. And then we're going to do 7 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then I'm going to do 2 half double crochets together. So 1 and then 2. And then I'm going to do half double crochet 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Next, I'm going to do 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So 1 and then 2. Then I'm going to do half double crochet twice. 1 and 2. Now again, in this chain 1 space, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, plus a chain 2, plus 1 more double crochet. Then I'm going to do 19 half double crochets and finish off my black. We're almost finished. All we have left is the rainbow trim. So for the trim, we're basically going to start in a corner. Any corner is good. I'm going to single crochet. And then I'm going to single crochet in each stitch. And then in each corner, I'm going to do 3 single crochets. Now that you've completed your first round of your trim color, basically 28 single crochets on each side with an additional 3 single crochets in each of the corner spaces. So now that we've joined, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to double crochet and chain 1. I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to double crochet and then chain 1. I'm going to do this all the way till I get to the corner. Skip 1, double crochet, and then chain 1. Skip 1, double crochet, and then chain. So now that we've gotten to the corner, I'm going to double crochet into the center, and that's about where you should land if you're doing your count properly. And then I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to double crochet in that same stitch to make the corner. I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip a stitch, and I'm going to double crochet. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to skip a stitch, and I'm going to double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch until I hit that next corner. Okay, so now that you've completed this so far, we're going to do one more round of single crochets. So we're going to join. I'm going to do a single crochet in that same stitch. I'm going to do a single crochet in the chain 1 space, and then another single crochet at the double crochet stitch, and then one in the chain 1 space, and then another in the next stitch, another in the chain 1 space, and then another in the next stitch. I'm going to do this all the way around until you get to the corners, and then in the corner we're going to do 3 single crochets. So now that you've finished working the trim of your granny square block, you're going to have something that looks like this once you've had a chance to block it properly. The back of it's going to look similar to this, and it's going to be a great and fun addition to your granny square collection. But now is the time for me to say goodbye. So until I see all you wonderful and creative fiber artists again, stay crafty, stay amazing, and above all, keep weaving your weird. Bye-bye now.